don't worry. For anyone who doesn't know me, I see a lot of familiar faces, but thank you for coming tonight. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes. We had a little technical difficulty with our microphone. So, my name is Samantha Basile, and I'm the Community and Adult Services Librarian here at Richmond. And I also have the privilege to be the coordinator for Richmond Reads. So first, I'd like to thank the Friends of the Library for their ongoing support of our program. They fund pretty much the entire program, and we're very grateful for them. So this is the 4th year of Richmond Reads, which is very exciting. So I would like to thank the program committee at this time. Sue Briggs, Sue Chitty, Leslie DeLuz, Cindy Hegelberger, Irene Hickey, and Judy Sikora. They're mostly all here tonight, so if we could give them a little hand. I keep needing to find new ways to say how much work this committee does every year, but they do a lot of work. They read and they read and they read. They've committed countless hours to making sure this program is a success. This is a year-long program for us. Sometimes we start reading even before we're done with the last program. So we often have advanced copies that we think might be good. We're reading anything and everything to find the perfect book. This year we had a lot of strong contenders, but we kept coming back to one in particular. So this year's title selection is a debut novel. It is part mystery, part coming-of-age story. It was a Good Morning America GMA Book Club pick and has been featured on many lists, including the Seattle Times Most Anticipated Books of the Year, Goodreads Most Anticipated Mysteries and Thrillers, Medium's Most Exciting Book Releases of the Year, and it was a Publisher's Weekly Top 10 Mystery and Thriller, and it was on Book Riot's list for the 15 Best New Mystery Books of 2022. New York Times bestselling author Chris Bajalian said that he loved this book for a surprising, beautifully rendered underdog hero I cared about deeply and a fascinating, cutthroat world I knew nothing about. I devoured this fine novel, every page and every word, and that ending, never saw it coming. Mystery author Alexander McCall Smith described this book as magnificent from the first page to the last. The pace never slackens. It is a gorgeous read. So now, without further ado, because we have more good things to come later in the program, this year's 2022 Richmond Reads book The Violin Conspiracy by Brendan Slocum. And Brendan was actually kind enough to send us a video message, so we're going to play that now if I can get my technology to cooperate. And for those watching the recording, or if you want to watch it later, this will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So we'll see if my marking worked here for my projector. So I might have to adjust the volume.
Hey Batavia, my name is Brendan Slocum. I am the author of The Violin Conspiracy. I cannot tell you how thrilled I am that The Violin Conspiracy has been selected for your Community Reads program. Thank you so much. I'm really excited for you guys to read this story. It's a story about perseverance and hard work and the power of one person believing in you and believing in yourself. It's a story of Ray who discovers that his old family fiddle is actually a priceless Stradivarius violin, and this discovery catapults him into superstardom in the world of classical music. And right before the Tchaikovsky competition, which is the Olympics of classical music, his violin is stolen. Will he get it back? Will he find out who took it? Will he get to compete? You're going to find out because you're reading The Violin Conspiracy. This story came to me the summer of 2020 when everything was shut down for everyone. As a professional violinist, I wasn't playing any concerts, I wasn't teaching any lessons, I wasn't practicing for any recitals or performances or anything, so it really gave me an opportunity to sit down and write. And all of the characters in the story are people that I actually know, a lot of them from my own life. My grandma Nora, for one, you'll see the description of her, and she's unforgettable. Dr. Janice Stevens, who is the mentor for Ray, is based on my own teacher. Just all of the experiences in the book, and I hope that you guys enjoy it, and I really hope that you take something away from it, and thank you again.
All right, so that is our author. That is Brendan Slocum. This is a very well-rehearsed technology feat right here. So he was obviously much more productive during COVID than I was. He wrote this book during lockdown. And as I mentioned, it was very well received. It was a Good Morning America book club pick, which is a big honor for a debut novel, certainly. So the committee came across this book before it was published, and I would like to extend a thank you to Penguin Random House for sending us review copies. So why did we choose The Violin Conspiracy? We were drawn to the powerfully written passages about music, the element of mystery, and the no-holds-barred portrayal of the obstacles faced by a young black classical musician in contemporary America. Strong themes of family, music, race, and more are expressed through well-developed characters, and it is all tied together with a riveting mystery. So at this time, I would like to welcome Lucine Kauffman. She is a local radio personality, an award-winning actress, and the Library Visits Program Coordinator here at Richmond Library, and she's going to share a passage from the book for us.
Ray is the main character, who's the violinist. When Ray and Aunt Rochelle got back to the house, Grandma Nora was sitting in her recliner in the living room. "Hey, baby, you got it fixed?" He took it from its case, showed her the repaired instrument. "Looks just like I remember," she said. "All that white stuff. My pop used to say it was good luck, all that white stuff. He called it good luck dust." She chuckled quietly to herself, marveling, "I'd forgotten that." Ray tucked the violin beneath his jaw and looked across the tailpiece, over the bridge, and past the fingerboard to the scroll. His own violin. His. Heavily coated with an extra thick coat of good luck dust, which was his too. With his right hand, he touched the bow to the string, rose into an A, and tuned the instrument, keenly making sure the A was a perfect 440. He pulled the bow from frog to tip, and the note sang out clean, surprisingly piercing. Somehow the act of playing that one note had cemented his ownership of the violin, and he could feel the muscles in his arm vibrate, almost as if they were adjusting themselves to its sound. "You know what, baby? You look just like my pop standing up there. I have chills, look." She showed him her arm, where a prickle of goose flesh rose on her thin skin. "I could swear he was standing up there. Sure brings back some sweet memories." She smiled up at him. He played an F major scale to warm up, and his grandma applauded. "That was just a scale," he told her, "nothing to clap for. I just love hearing you play. Wait a minute. Larry, Rochelle, Joyce, Thurston, y'all come in here. Ray is going to play for us on Pop's fiddle," she shouted. His aunts and uncles came in from other parts of the house. "Oh, Lord, Mama, please," Ray's mom said, edging back down the hall. "Girl, you stand right there. This won't take long. Ray is gonna play." Ray closed his eyes as he lifted the violin more tightly to his jaw. He'd have to get a shoulder rest sometime soon. A nice one, No sponge for Pop-Pop's violin, but that would wait. He touched the bow to the E string and began L'inverno. No written music. He should have gotten his music. But he knew the notes. The correct fingerings were effortless, and he switched smoothly from third to fifth, then back to first position. The melody started slow. In the night, a plucking of strings, snowflakes falling dreamily, one flake at a time. Then a burst of cold air poured down on them, and flakes eddied, biting in the chill, the north wind coursing through the living room. Dawn came, light glistened off a frozen pond. A bird flew down, hopping on new snow, looking for seed. Bare trees reached to the sky, achingly blue in the cold. Skaters swirled on ice, skiers coasted down long, cold runs, then back to the house, to the warmth, to chocolate thawing on the stove and mittens steaming in front of a fire. He painted all of this for them in the air, this first time with the music from Pop-Pop's fiddle, of his own violin, washing over them. How glorious this was, to touch them, to make them hear, to give them this gift. Pop-Pop's violin was different, easier to play. Maybe it was his, maybe because it was his, maybe because he was channeling Pop-Pop. Maybe he was just so deeply touched, playing for his grandmother, who was swaying there in her chair, eyes closed, a huge smile wreathing her lips. The last 8 measures that had given him such trouble now seemed easy, smooth, and then before he was ready, he played the last note. He held it as long as he could, the bow trembling in his hand. Grandma Nora pulled herself from her recliner, clapping so hard that the 2 of her pink curlers came loose and bounced to the floor. Moments later, the rest of the Fizz family joined in. It was assuredly Ray's imagination, but holding the violin in his trembling left hand, and his right hand sweaty on the bow, as he looked out at the sea of faces, another figure grinned back at him. A small man, shorter than his mother, just behind Aunt Joyce, very thin with hunched shoulders and deep-set, almond-shaped eyes. The shadow of the brim of a hat shaded his forehead. It was almost as if Ray could feel his blessing, his pride, and his exhilaration beaming at him. A moment later, when Ray blinked, the figure was gone. "Whoa, that boy is good," Larry patted Ray's shoulder. The others sang out his praises too, but he had eyes only for her, tears rolling down her face, hitting her hands together so hard he was afraid that they would shatter. "Baby, I am so proud of you. Your Pop-Pop would be proud of you too. I just can't believe how good you play." And then, almost by accident, effortless, the thought crept into his head, and he listened to it for the first time. I can do this.
So that will hopefully help entice you to read The Violin Conspiracy. If you have not yet, I was supposed to announce this at the beginning, we do have a door prize drawing to win a copy, so please do that before the end of the program tonight. So, just want to make sure I'm on track here. So we of course have some amazing violinists here with us tonight, so hopefully the book kind of explains why they're joining us. So please join me in welcoming 4 Genesee Symphony Orchestra violinists: Anne Wright, Elizabeth Simpson, Leah Armendinger, and Beth Hancock. they will play an arrangement from Mozart's Ave Verum Corpus. Thank you again very much for being here. So I'm happy to announce that author Brendan Slocum will join us here at the library on Thursday, October 20th for a talk and book signing. Our first year was in person, the next 2 years were virtual, and so we're very excited to hopefully be back in person this year. So Brendan Slocum was raised in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He holds a degree in music education from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. For the past 23 years, he has been a public and private school music educator, teaching kindergarten through 12th grade. He's taught general music, orchestra, and guitar ensembles. In 2005, Brendan was named Teacher of the Year for Robert E. Lee High School. He has been named to the Who's Who of American Teachers and is a Nobel Teacher of Distinction. Brendan also serves as an educational consultant for the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., and has performed with orchestras throughout Northern Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. He is the founder of a nonprofit organization called Hands Across the Sea. In his spare time, Brendan enjoys writing, exercising, collecting comic books and action figures, and performing with his rock band, Geppetto's Wood. He is currently working on his second novel, which is also music-themed, I hear. So we will host discussions of the book in October, and we have several programs in the works to accompany this year's selection, so definitely keep an eye out for those. We have informational brochures in the back as well as bookmarks, and there are copies of the book to purchase for $20 each. If you'd like to check the book out, you can do so at the front desk. The book is also available on Overdrive or Libby as an ebook and audiobook. So I think we'll do our door prize. Did everybody enter who wanted to? Let me grab that.
Does anybody need an entry form?
The assistant. Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna have a musician hold a name, but
You don't have to enter anything. Anybody else?
yes,
Sorry, I'm causing trouble.
no, you're all right. We want everybody to have a chance.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Here's the note. It's all there.
Thank you. Lucine, would you like to do the honors? You didn't put your name in, did you?
I did not. I was 6 times. I wasn't supposed to.
Okay. Jennifer Skrzyzewski? All right, wonderful. So I'll get you a copy. Oh, we have one more, Lucine. Oh, we have 2 copies, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Second lucky winner is Marjorie Godfrey. Congratulations. It's because you're here with Teresa, and Teresa usually wins. So.
She told me something that I won't repeat, but I think it might not be your year, girlfriend. Well, I figured they'd throw me out if I did.
So congratulations to the 2 of you. I'll get you your books right after the program. So again, if you want to check the book out, you can do that right up at the front desk. And there's copies for sale in the back. As mentioned before, the Richmond Reads program is sponsored by the Friends of the Library. If you would like to donate to the Friends in support of this and other programs, there are forms at the table in the back as well. We have some lovely cookies from Harrington's, which our committee is putting out now. So please do enjoy those before you leave. Deb truly outdid herself with these, so take a look. And on behalf of the committee, thank you again for coming this evening. Thank you to Lucine and to our incredible musicians. And any of the committee members will be happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.